You created an entirely frustrating, annoying system when you said you wouldn't.
The actual number of guilds has unfortunately fallen off a cliff, with 9.2 setting new record lows.
You can't show us the "how did I get here" flashback at the end. It doesn't track. You can't end the expansion by asking the question that the audience have been asking all along, like it has only now become relevant.
Shit fucking content. And a bunch of lore that doesn't make any sense.
I am not particularly hyped for Dragonflight. Not exactly a hot or a cold take, but I promise this is not a video preying on the downfall of Dragonflight. I think it actually on paper looks fairly promising, but I thought the same about Shadowlands and the expansions before it, and I have personally been left wanting a better evolution of WoW over the last 3 to 4 years, especially when it comes to the social and the casual scene. So why think that the development of WoW is suddenly after all this time gonna be better in the upcoming expansion? Well, either Eon has a has personally kidnapped and threatened YouTuber and staunch anti-Shadowlands advocate Preach, or there might be a reason for a man who was as opposed to the game as he has been over the last year to show up at the Blizzard campus to talk Dragonflight with the dev team. Or I suppose he was just trying to locate the servers to set thousands of souls free from the grasp of a dying 18-year-old game. But no, he has since mentioned one major factor to be a driving force for him believing in this next chapter: less mandatory chores for player power. And bored player power has been a major flaw pointed out by many disillusioned fans over the years, myself included. There's been an excessive amount of things you need to do in order to be powerful enough to not fall through on in-game content such as raids or Mythic Plus. And if we are to believe Blizzard's intentions going into this expansion, they are making in-game content a lot simpler and less convoluted to take part in. That major change is already making Dragonflight a lot more attractive than its predecessors. But let's shortly run through some more prominent features and see whether or not it gets my casual ass's stamp of approval.
If you're a frequent customer at the barbershop, we have some great news. Those services in World of Warcraft are now free to all players.
Whoa, Spectre! Approved. Solo shuffle for arenas. If you're a PvPer but you're alone or tired of the general populace, you can queue up for ranked arenas by yourself. Finally, another step up the evolutionary ladder of the anti-social MMO. No, it's a good thing. It's definitely going to open up arenas to a greater percentage of the player base and just make it a little bit more casual maybe. I approve. New zones. It's not a notable new feature. We get zones every expansion. It's pointless to even talk about because I can't possibly deem it not approved like it isn't the most fundamental part of every new expansion. New talent trees. Greatest looking talent trees of all time in my opinion. Awesome change. Although I have not spent even a second thinking about whether or not it's good from a gameplay perspective. It just feels good and looks amazing. I am the arbiter of superficial qualities, so it's approved. Dragon riding. I made a video on this and dragon riding has since only continued to look cooler. In short, you ride a dragon either through the world at large or a course using momentum and precision piloting to reach your destination as fast as possible. And yes, comment section from that video, this isn't some new feature Blizzard made up themselves. But newsflash, Warcraft is heavily inspired by D&D and Warhammer. That's how things goddamn work. And yeah, it might not be as well made or realized as in Guild Wars 2, but don't you dare take away this W. Approved. So far so good. A lot of the major changes are generally very positive and genuinely make the game better. Now I asked my Twitch audience what made them excited for Dragonflight, and here's a short little list. No borrowed power, new class, dragon riding, new UI, hot buff mummy centaur ladies, more pixels. Ducks, one coherent world that isn't unnecessarily cut in 5, hot dragons, dragon riding. I don't remember if the last two were from the same person, but alas, we also got some negatives for Dragonflight as well. First negative is covered up Alexstrasza. Okay, I think we get the picture. Speaking about dragons, Dragonflight also comes with the Dracther, little baby dragons who didn't drink their milk and eat their vitamin gummies and are therefore mortal enough for them to be playable for us. And as we have previously established, the dragons are hot on the wish list of many WoW enjoyers out there. So that's why I have to be a party pooper and say that I am disappointed. But man, inside my screen, one of their ratios is literally the ability to fly. How are you disappointed? Flying is cool AF, it kinda makes every other racial pale in comparison. I mean, eating a corpse is cool I guess, and having 1% extra hit rating is a thrill in itself, but flight definitely has them all beat. No debate needed. But furthermore, I am not disappointed by their famished looking bodies, their racial abilities, which should be called as special because last I checked, goat, octopi, and dragons are different species, not races, since they, no matter how much certain communities want it, cannot reproduce produce. But I digress, or their lore. I am disappointed merely because they can only be combined with the new hero class of Evoker. Now, Evoker sounds and looks cool, unique, what have you, but there's nothing that's stopping these creatures from learning the art of warrior, or monk, or rogue, or mage. Kill them, raise them from the dead, and you have a death knight. Poke their eyes out like you're the mountain from GOT, and you have yourself a demon hunter. Why restrict them like so? I don't personally want to play Evoker, but I would have loved to be a dragon. Can you imagine the heroic leaps from 50 meters in the air going full WWE on your ops? Absolutely beautiful. But no, for now they're in a sense locked away for many of us, which is okay, I can live with that for now. I'm sure they'll learn the ways of the regular lineup soon enough. And now for the big bad of the last few years. Story. I don't give a shit anymore. I've found peace. Nothing over the last years has made me love any characters or plot lines. I no longer give a shit about Bane, Sylvanas, Arthas, Uther, Tyrande. I could go on. I wish I did, but I just don't. No amount of bad writing will get to me anymore. I hope there's redemption. I mean, the dragon videos that have come out so far are pretty cool. I just hope that a cutscene or a quest line catches my eyes and opens my heart once more. But until that day comes, catch me vibing in Serenity, riding dragons. So overall, I feel fairly positive about Dragonflight. There aren't really any features that I'm not happy to have in the game, but at the same time, the last years has geared me up for nothing more than tentative optimism. Let's see what ride awaits us. I sure fear nothing in the arms of our savior. See ya. Thanks for watching, subscribe if you want, press like if you liked it, follow my Twitch if you want to catch me live, and until next time, may he who has the biggest yacht receive the biggest percentage of 12-month subscriber sales.